So what's happening right now, just so you know, I am containing myself from doing a happy dance. Because I am just so grateful. I'm just so grateful for this opportunity, this experiment, this love experiment is what I like to call it. Rockland CSL and UUCR collaborating. And Reverend Jennifer is right. This is a microcosm of what is possible in the world. Yes?
Yes.
So it's an honor for me to be with you today. And please know I'm going to be catching UUCR up because we're in the midst of our theme for March, which is transformation. And our theme, our annual theme at Rockland CSL is Ubuntu, we rise together. And what Ubuntu means is an African word in the Xhosa culture that means I am because you are. Can you say that? I am because you are. Beautiful. So we bring you Ubuntu greetings, each of us from Rockland CSL. And so we've been journaling. We've been on a journey. How about that? With a book called The Dream Giver. Is anyone familiar with this book? The Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. It's a wonderful book that tells the story of a man, a young person named Ordinary. And Ordinary lives in the land of familiar. And he's very comfortable there. And so are everyone else that lives in the land of Ordinary. And one day, Ordinary wakes up from an amazing dream and realizes that he has a gift that he had forgotten about. And he wakes up and says, I must live this gift. And so he goes out on a journey, and I'm skipping a whole bunch, but he goes out on a journey. And as he goes out on this journey, the dream giver, the one who gave him the gift, the universe, love, I call it God, gave him the gift, right? And he has to leave the land of familiar in order to give his gift in the world. So he's like, I'm doing this. He quits his job. He gives away what he calls his box, which is like TV, and he's off, leaving the land of familiar. And the further away he gets from the land of familiar, guess what happens? He gets more and more uncomfortable. He gets scared. Anxiety starts to bubble up in him. And he's like, maybe this isn't for me to do. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe it wasn't a dream. Maybe it's not my dream. Maybe I should go back to the land of familiar, to what is comfortable. Anybody can relate to that? Yes, right? And so he turns around and he starts to head back to the land of familiar. And the dream giver comes and say, where you going? And he goes, I'm really scared. I don't think I could do this. And the dream giver says, have courage. Have courage. You can do this. And Ordinary said, nah, man, I can't. And he starts walking back to the land of familiar. And the closer he gets to the land of familiar, guess what? He starts to feel more and more comfortable because he's going back to what he has known, right? But at the same time that he's starting to feel more comfortable, he's also starting to feel sadness. Because the closer he gets to the land of familiar, the further away he gets from his dream, his gift that he is here to give to the world. And so he remembers the dream giver saying, have courage. And he says, I'm going to have courage. And he starts to move away from the land of familiar. And he gets all the way to the invisible wall of fear. And guess what he does? He goes through it. He goes through the wall of fear, even though he was still afraid. But he had courage and he had fear. So we could move through, even when we feel afraid, we could still move through. So that's where we left Ordinary. So are you curious about what Ordinary's up to now? All right, well, let me tell you. So, what I want you to understand about ordinary is that he had a choice to make. He could go back or he could move forward. And each one of us has that choice every single day. We could move forward in our dream and our gifts, or we could stay in the comfort zone. We could stay comfortable. But always what's present underneath that comfortableness is a sadness. If you really tap into it, it is there. So ordinary, realizing that he had a choice, he made the choice and he's moving forward. And as he moves forward, he sees in the distance a sign that says, you are approaching the wastelands. Now, who wants to go to the wastelands? I don't think I want to go to the wastelands, but ordinary has to go to the wastelands in order to get to the land of promise, where his gift needs to be received. So off he goes with his courage. Along the way, he picks up trust. Along the way, he picks up faith, and he finds himself in the land of the wastelands. And in the wastelands, he has the experience of all of these things that happen in his life that he thought did not matter. But he could see how all of those things that happened in his life was not a waste of time. It was all of the things that he needed to carry forth on this journey. So I know some of us have had experience where we thought, what is this about? What does this have to do with my life? Why is this so difficult? Why am I going through this challenge? Why am I going through this loss? Why am I going through this heartache? It's our experience of our own wasteland. But everything that happens in that wasteland is not a waste. It gave us something that we needed in order to continue to move forward with our dream. So the message today is the world transforms when we transform. Do you believe you can transform your life? Yes. Do you believe you can transform the world? Oh, y'all do? All right now. All right. So transformation, those at Rockland CSL know I love words, I love definitions. And so transformation in essence means going beyond form. Going beyond form. And what is form? In Science of Mind, New Thought, form is effect. It's what we see, right? And transformation goes beyond form. Transformation is the unseen, right? It is in the invisible realm, right? So things that go on in the wasteland are things that are in the invisible realm that came into form through our belief. So what we believe comes into form. So when I ask you, do you believe you can transform your life, you say yes. And when I said, do you believe you can transform the world, y'all said, yes. All right. I'm gonna go with this. Because I know that what this world needs are people who believe that they can transform the world. What this world needs are people who are about that transformation life. Yes? So let me ask you a question. Is everyone here living as their gift, as their purpose? Show of hands. Come see, come saw. It depends. Some more extra. Some extra. All right. So this is good news. Because if you're not living in your purpose, If you are afraid, if you are uncomfortable about stepping out of your comfort zone, I'm inviting you to have a new thought. That's what new thought is about. It's about having a new thought, right? To see and believe differently that which you have been believing before, that keeps you small, that keeps you in the land of familiar. Anthropologist activist Margaret Mead said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." These are powerful words because we look around looking for other people to do stuff, to change the world. Who's going to be the leader, right? Look in the mirror. Every day we have an opportunity to show up as our gift. Yes? Margaret Mead said, "Each of us can help to change the world if we get organized and focus our energies. A large group of people can have a big impact on a worthy cause, but in the absence of a large group of people, a smaller one can still have an impact. So there is no reason for inaction." There is no reason, y'all. No reason for inaction, ever. We all have something to do. We all have something to be. There's no reason for inaction. We often think, what can I do as one person? But we should never doubt, ever doubt, that we don't have the capacity to make a difference in the world, even if it's just with one person. So Ordinary was that one person. He had doubt about moving forward from his comfort zone. He had fearful thoughts that he could not bring enough of his purpose into being, but he had courage and he did what he needed to do. He took action. So after he traveled through the wastelands, and the wastelands taught him to trust and have faith, have trust and have faith in the challenges that he faced as from a child growing up, right? He recognized that those lessons carry us on this journey through transformation. So in trauma therapy, there's a question that is never asked. The question that's never asked is, what is wrong with you? Instead, the question that's asked is, what happened to you? So, what happened to this world? Not what's wrong with this world. That's not the question. The question is, what happened? What do a collective group of people believe about this world? So some of the things that I believe happened, what happened was a collective consciousness and the belief of separation. What happened was a belief that violence is a path to peace. What happened was a belief that some people are chosen and others are not. What happened was a belief that land can be discovered even when a nation of people living on the so-called discovered land were already here. Come on now, somebody. What happened was a belief that we are separated from each other. What happened was a belief that humanity's problems can be solved by inhumane means. The world transformed when we transform the belief and all of what had happened was. Transformation requires faith, courage, and trust. Do you have it? Yes. Do you believe it? Yes. All right now. Ordinary realized that his dream was no longer about him. It ain't about you alone. It's about we. Ubuntu, we rise together. We rise together. It was the dream giver's big dream for the whole world. Ordinary thought at first, this is my dream, this is my gift. But no, it's the world's dream. It's the world's gift that we get to give. So what is the most transformative power in the world? Love. Love. Amen. Amen. The most transformative power in the world is love. So imagine Imagine a world where everyone was living as love itself. Can you imagine that? Oh, I imagine it every day. Every day. I imagine a world where everyone is living as love itself, because the world transforms when we transform. Yes?
Yes.
It takes transformed people standing for and as love to have a world that transforms. It's not the other way around. If you are waiting for the world to transform before you do your gift, you're going to be waiting a really long time, because it don't work that way. We're going to sing the song, "Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me." Not the other way around. Let there be peace on earth first. No, let it begin with me. Let me transform first. And then the world transforms. Because we will be living in the midst of people who are about that transformation life. I got to do it like that, y'all. About that transformation life. So ordinary made it from the land of familiar to the land of promise. He saw what was needed was exactly his gift, his purpose. And so the author writes, the lovely city ordinary imagined all along was not his dream, but a picture of what his dream could accomplish. The big needs of anybody matched perfectly the big dreams in his heart. And it was time to do his dream. He was meeting big needs while doing what he loved to do most. We imagine a world of love, of justice, of oneness, a world where all needs are met, a world where we are one. We are one. We are one. Rockland CSL, do you imagine a world that is the realization of our vision of a world that is rooted in oneness?
Yes.
Do you imagine a world that is the realization of your 7 principles, of which one is the goal of world community with liberty, peace, and justice for all? Yes. Are we of one accord?
Yes.
Yes, we are. So the world transforms when we transform. The gift that you bring is endowed with love and with purpose. The power to transform your life by taking a big leap from the land of familiar to the land of the promise. Ordinary took a big step forward. He got through those wastelands. He defeated giants and other challenges. And guess what? So can you. So can you. Not just by thinking about it, but by taking action. By taking action. Transformation is beyond form. Transformation is formless. Formless is invisible. What are you thinking? What are you saying? How are you showing up in all of the spaces? Not just when you come to Sunday service. How are you being in the world? Yes. We need not see every step. Some of us are waiting to move because we got to see the whole plan. What's the whole plan? Right? It don't work like that. You take one step forward, and then the next step will be revealed. That is what trust and faith is all about. But some of us are waiting for someone else to take their step. Or when they move, I'll move. Although I do like that song. We move together. We move together by encouraging each other. So remember, all of us have gifts. All of us are gifts. Not only do we have a gift, Ira, but we are a gift, right? We are a gift. We are the self-realization of that which was formless that came into form. We took this physical form. of the universe, of the stars, of the cosmos. So we get to use that power for good. There is a power for good in the universe, and we get to use it. Will you use it? Will you use it? Yes. So what do you need? Do you need to know that you're the one? Well, I'm here to tell you, you're the one. Each and every one of us is the one. The world transforms when we transform. So I want to close this with a message from the indigenous people of this land, the elders of the Hopi Native American tribe. And this is what they told us, if we would listen. So I just invite you to just go within for a moment. You could close your eyes if you want to, and just take in these words of wisdom. You have been telling the people that this is the 11th hour. Now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour, and there are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in right relationship? Where is your water? Know your garden. It is time to speak your truth. Be good to each other, and do not look outside yourself for the leader. This could be a good time. There is a river flowing now very fast. It is so great and so swift that there are those who will be afraid. They will try to hold on to the shore. They will feel they are being torn apart, and they will suffer greatly. No, the river has its destination. The elders say we must let go of the shore, push off into the middle of the river. Keep your eyes open and your heads above the water. See who is in there with you and celebrate. At this time in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment that we do, our spiritual growth and journey comes to a halt. The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves. Banish the word struggle from your attitude and your vocabulary. Banish the word struggle from your attitude and your vocabulary. All that we do now must be done in a sacred manner and in celebration. We are the ones. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Let's take a breath. So I noticed, for the most part, that Rockland CSL is sitting over here and UUCR is sitting over here. I said for the most part, for the most part. So I'm just going to invite us to just stand up for a moment. If you can, please stand. And look at someone you don't know. If you have to move, move. Take action. Everyone should be looking at someone they don't know, even if it's more two people looking at the same person. Okay. Hold your hands together in like a, and say to the person you're looking at, Ubuntu. We rise together. Ubuntu. We rise together. Ubuntu. We rise together. And so it is. Peace be with you. Thank you. I want to thank the Levins for being with us today. I want to thank Carl and Emily for your grace and graciousness and hospitality. And I want to thank UUCR for opening up your home to us so that we can fellowship with you. And with your promise, one thing, that you will live your gift, that you will take action, just a baby step, and do what is yours to do, because the world needs to transform. Yes?
Yes. Amen.
Amen.